So students, our lecture is based on refraction. So you already have learned about refraction. So just for revision purpose for 5 minutes we will discuss what you have learned in the previous lectures. So firstly you have learned the definition of light. What is light? Light is a form of energy which gives us the sensation of vision. Basically it helps us to see the things around us. Light has very important property, many properties, but one of its important property is light always travel in a straight line. So how we can prove this thing कि light always travel in a straight line? So we can do a simple activity. Firstly, take a candle and place it in front of a wall or any screen, and take a piece of paper and make a hole in between the paper and place the piece of paper between candle and your screen. And what you will observe is that you find a spot on the screen. You find only a spot on the screen, which means light travels in this path, enters into the hole and then comes out of the hole and make a spot on the screen. So this simple activity proves light travel in a straight line. So now we have proved this property. Now we define another term, which is transparent substance. Those substances through which light can pass is known as transparent substance. So for example, glass, water, these are transparent substances because light can pass through all these substances. And what are opaque substances? Those substances through which light can't pass is known as opaque substances. So we have introduced a new term which is known as medium. Medium is not a new term, it is basically another name of the transparent substance. So how we can define medium? A medium is a transparent substance through which light can travel. So it is basically another name of transparent substance. So what are the examples of medium? Air, water, glass, etc. Light can travel through air, light can travel through water. So, and we know in each medium like air, water, glass, light travel in a straight line. That we have already proved that light travels in a straight line. But we are interested that what happen when light travel through firstly air and then glass. Then what will happen? That we are interested to know. So take a substance which is any medium. So let us suppose I take a rectangular glass slab. So it is made of glass material and there all around is air. So we have two mediums, one is air and one is glass. So if I take a source of light, which is laser light, here is green light, laser light, you can see it is green light, laser light. So if I am in switch on this laser, so firstly laser travels through air and then travels through glass. So it's our interested problem कि what happens when light firstly pass through air and then enters into the glass. So then what will happen? So it's our part of problem कि light is firstly passes through air and then enter into the glass. So if we see कि what happens when this is done, कि light enters from air should go from this path, but you can see the path of light get changes and it is just it is not going from this path, but it is going from this path. So light path changes. So what we can conclude is that light don't travel in a straight line during this during at the interface of air and glass material. So at the boundary of two medium, light travel not in a straight line. It only travel in a straight line in one medium. It in this medium also it is travel in straight line, but not at the interface. At the interface the path get changed. So we can draw a diagram. So firstly let's draw the boundary. So this is the boundary of the glass slab, and we have incident like this, and the light should travel the same path as this, but you have seen the path get changed and light travels through some this path. So this is light's original path, and this is after entering into the glass slab. So light changes its path by some angle. Let us suppose this angle be theta. So by this amount it changes its path. So at the interface light changes its path, and this change in path during travel from one medium to other is known as refraction. So what is refraction? The phenomena in which light changes its path when travels from one medium to another is known as refraction. Now see the labeled diagram. So this is the diagram of a rectangular slab. Now I have labeled it. So this OA is the ray which we incident on it, so it is known as incident ray. So OA is known as incident ray, and this AB is the ray when light passes through enters into the glass. So AB is known as refracted ray, and this BC is known as transmitted ray. And this is the line, this dotted line you can see, this is the line which is perpendicular to the surface. So it is known as normal line, and the angle made by this incident ray with this normal is known as angle of incidence, and the angle made by refracted ray with this normal is known as refracted angle, and this angle, the transmitted ray which make with this normal line, this is known as angle of emergence. This is known as angle of emergence. So these are the terms which we require in the whole chapter. So these terms are important. So remember these all the terms. So now we have understood the about refraction. What is refraction? The change when the light changes its path when entering from one medium to another is known as refraction. But during refraction, light follows some rules, and that rules of refractions are known as laws of refraction. As in case of mirror, we have two laws of reflection. Here also we have two laws of refraction. So first law says that incident ray, refracted ray, and the normal all lie in the same plane. So this incident ray, this normal line, and refracted ray all lie in the same plane. Plane means this piece of paper means basically. So आप देख सकते हो, you can see कि the incident ray, normal and refracted all lie on the same piece of paper. So we can say these three lines are in the same plane. And the second law, for the second law, you know it is the ratio of sine of incidence angle to the sine of refraction angle remain constant for given pair of media. So what is mean? Now you don't know about sine function, This you will know shortly in your math class. So uh, you can wait. So for understanding the sine function, let us consider ABC is a right angle triangle. So right angle triangle means this angle is 90 degree. So this is our perpendicular, and this is the angle theta, and this is known as base, and this is known as hypotenuse. We all know about this triangle. So if I divided perpendicular with hypotenuse, this is equal to sine theta. So now you can understand what is sine theta. It is basically perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So here sine I means perpendicular upon hypotenuse, like this. So this is our angle, this is our base, this is our perpendicular, and this is our hypotenuse. So perpendicular upon hypotenuse gives you sine I. So now you can understand what is sine I. It is basically perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So sine I by sine R is equal to constant. So if you have two medias like air and water, air or glass, like we have did earlier, we have taken air and glass. So for air and glass, sine I by sine R gives you some constant, and the value of this constant comes out to be 1.5. For air and water, this will come out to be 1.33. So this value is remains same for all angle of incidence. If you put I is equal to 30 degree, value will 1.33. If you will put a 60 degree, value will be 1.33. So this value is constant for all angle of incidence, and refraction. So this is our second law, and this law is very important law, which is known as Snell's law. It is important from the exam point of view also, and for our refraction also. It is very important, Snell's law. It is based on scientist name basically. So now we all know the speed of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second, and this is the maximum speed with which light can travel in any medium. But now we have seen that light also travel through glass, so we have to know what is the speed of light in a glass. So velocity of light in glass is 2 into 10 to power 8 meter per second. In vacuum it is 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second, and in glass it is 2 into 10 to power 10 to power 8 meter per second. In water, velocity of light is 2.25 into 10 to power 8 meter per second. So you can see velocity of light in water is greater than velocity of light in glass. So we can define two types of media. One is optically rarer medium, in which speed of light is higher, and optically denser medium, in which speed of light is lower. So this is very important thing to remember, what is optically rarer medium, in which speed of light is higher, and what is denser medium, in which speed of light is lower. In this diagram, we have observed in the activity also that light when coming from air to glass, this is the actual path and this is the change in path. So light bend towards the normal. So we can say when light enters from air to the glass, light ray bend towards the normal. But you can see here that when light ray coming out from the glass to the air, it bend away from the normal. So what we can conclude 2 points here is that when light enters from a rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards the normal line. If light ray coming from the rarer medium and enters into the denser medium, it bends toward the normal. It is the original path and it is toward the normal path. So when light enters from air to water, it bends toward the normal. But in the opposite case, when light enters from the water to the air medium, light ray its actual path and it is its refracted path. So light ray bend away from the normal. This is the normal line and it is away from the normal, and in this case it is towards the normal. So remember these two things, कि light ray bends when light ray bends toward the normal and when light ray away from the normal. Now let's discuss about refraction through prism. So this is our prism, you can see. So all surfaces are flat and its base is a triangle. Its base is triangle on which it can be placed. So it can be placed like this, and you can see so students, let's discuss the refraction through prism. So it's our prism and I am incident this green light on this face, and you can see that this light must go from this path and comes to this point, but you can see light is taking this path and transmitted and comes out to this point. So you can see a large change in path is occur in the case of prism. So you can see the actual path should be this, but the refracted path is this. Now if I take in the prism, so you can see the light get shifted by a huge amount. Now you can see. So we have did the refraction through rectangular glass slab and glass prism. So let's find the difference and similarities between both cases. So you can see in the rectangular glass slab and prism, all surfaces are flat. Rectangular, all surfaces are flat, and in case of prism also all surfaces are flat. So this is the similarity between कि both surfaces are flat, or in prism also both surfaces are flat. Okay, but the major difference between these two structures is this surface and this surface is parallel to each other. In glass slab these two surfaces are parallel to each other, but in prism this surface and this surface is at some angle, and this angle is of 60 degree, and this is the major difference between glass slab and prism. And one more difference is that the incident ray, transmitted ray are also parallel to each other in case of glass slab. This is the original path of incident ray, this is our transmitted ray, and you can see this light ray is this line is parallel to this line, and there is some distance between these two parallel lines, and you know this distance is known as lateral displacement. So this distance is known as lateral displacement. But in case of prism, you can see the incident ray is the path of incident ray is this, and path of refracted transmitted ray is this. So this ray and this ray is not parallel to each other, but they are at some angle which is known as delta. So in the both cases this is the major difference कि light in this light are parallel, but in this light rays are not parallel but at some angle. So these are the differences and similarities between the glass slab and prism. With the knowledge of this glass slab and glass prism, now we can move to our next topic, in which you can see in both cases the surfaces taken are flat. So we are interested that what happens if we make the surface curved. So our now the next topic is we are in topic in what will happen if we make the surface curved. So there are six possibilities in which you can see this is our glass slab in which both surfaces are flat. I can make first possibility is I can make both these surfaces curved and curved outwards. So you can see कि both surfaces are curved and curved outwards. But this can also be done कि both surfaces are curved but curved inwards. So this is one of the possibility. So it's the second possibility. One possibility is that कि if I make only one surface curve and one surface remain same plane, so its right surface is curved and left surface is same. In the next possibility, we have right surface is same and left surface is curved, but curved outwards. You can see the curve is outwards. In the fifth possibility, we can do left surface same, right surface curved, but curve inwards. And in the last sixth possibility, we can take right is plane and flat surface, and left surface is curved. So we have six possibilities in our. We can see that there are six possibilities, but in our syllabus we will do only this and this possibility in which both surfaces are curved. Now we have a transparent media having curved surfaces. So like rectangular, slab and prism, we can introduce a new term for this structure also, and that term is known as lens. So lens is our new term which we will study in the whole chapter. So what is lens? A lens is a transparent substance bounded by two surfaces in which at least one surface is curved in shape. So as I have shown you, in this diagram both surfaces are curved. In this diagram both surfaces are curved, but in this diagram only one surface is curved. So it is also a lens because lens definition include at least one surface. So here is a one surface which is curved, so it is also a lens. So what is the definition of lens? A lens is a transparent substance bounded by two surfaces in which at least one is curved in shape. As I have explained, we have six possibilities, but we will study only two possibilities. One is this and one is this, in which both surfaces are curved outwards and in which both surfaces are curved inwards. So let us see if I draw two spheres like this, two spheres intersecting each other, so you can find this shape. So you can see this shape is similar to this. So we can, and if I place two spheres without intersecting at some distance, so you can find this structure. So basically both these lenses can be drawn out from the two